What if everything you thought you knew about spiritual awakening was only half the story? Spiritual awakening is often portrayed as a magical, transformative moment, a sudden elevation to a higher plane of existence where suffering dissolves, clarity reigns, and life feels complete. It's depicted as a serene escape from the chaos of the human experience, a state of perpetual peace and enlightenment. But what if this narrative is only half the story? What if the blissful, idealized version of awakening we've been sold is just a fragment of a much larger, messier, and more challenging truth? The reality is that spiritual awakening is not a serene escape from life's challenges. It's not about transcending the human condition or floating above the chaos untouched by pain. Instead, it's about diving headfirst into the depths of your soul, confronting your deepest fears, and embracing the parts of yourself you've spent a lifetime avoiding. It's not a journey into perfection, but a return to wholeness, a process that includes both light and shadow. By the end of this exploration, you'll have a new perspective on what awakening truly means and why this path, though difficult, is one of the most transformative journeys you can embark on. The romanticized myth versus the raw reality. When most people think about spiritual awakening, they imagine transcending the human condition, becoming untouchable by life's hardships. It's often sold as a magical solution, a way to permanently exist in a state of joy, peace, and enlightenment. But the reality is starkly different. Awakening doesn't erase life's challenges. It amplifies your awareness of them. It pulls back the veil, revealing the truths you've been avoiding, your insecurities, fears, and the wounds you carry. This revelation isn't an error in the process. It is the process. Awakening demands courage because it challenges you to face the parts of yourself you've buried. It's not about escaping pain, but learning to navigate it with awareness and grace. The truth is, you cannot step into the light without first walking through the shadow, and that journey is anything but easy. Confronting the shadow. Within the shadow is the repository of all that we've rejected, ignored, or hidden. It's the pain we've suppressed, the emotions we've deemed unacceptable, and the parts of ourselves we've been taught to fear. Awakening brings this shadow to the surface, not to punish us, but to liberate us. At first, this confrontation may feel overwhelming. It's like opening a floodgate you've spent years reinforcing. But within that flood lies untapped energy, potential, and power. By facing your shadow, you begin to integrate the fragmented parts of yourself, reclaiming the wholeness that has always been your essence. This process isn't about erasing the shadow, but learning to coexist with it. It's about recognizing that your imperfections aren't hindrances. They're the very tools through which you grow. Awakening is about integration, not perfection. One of the greatest misconceptions about spiritual awakening is that it's about becoming perfect. The truth is, awakening isn't about transcending your flaws, but embracing them. It's about recognizing that your imperfections are not obstacles to your growth, but integral to it. This process of integration, of bringing together the light and dark aspects of your being, is what makes awakening transformative. Awakening isn't about erasing pain, but finding peace within it. It's not about rejecting fear, but learning to coexist with it. True spiritual awakening is messy, raw, and profoundly human. It's about embracing the full spectrum of your experience, not just the parts that feel good. The role of pain and suffering. Pain is often seen as the enemy of peace, but on the path of awakening, pain becomes a teacher. It shows us where we've been disconnected, where we've built walls, and where healing is needed. Awakening doesn't shield us from suffering. Instead, it changes how we engage with it. Rather than running from discomfort, we learn to sit with it. We begin to understand that pain isn't something to be avoided, but embraced. It's through this acceptance that transformation occurs. We realize that peace isn't the absence of pain, but the presence of awareness, even in the midst of turmoil. Pain becomes a doorway to deeper understanding and growth, rather than something to be feared or resisted. The ego's resistance. One of the biggest challenges on the journey of awakening is the ego. The ego thrives on control, separation, and identity. It clings to labels, achievements, and the stories we tell ourselves about who we are. Awakening threatens this constructed identity, and the ego resists fiercely. This resistance often manifests as fear, doubt, or even anger. The ego will try to convince you to abandon the path, to retreat into the familiar. But awakening isn't about destroying the ego. It's about seeing through its illusions. It's about recognizing that the ego isn't who you are, but a tool you've used to navigate the world. By loosening the ego's grip, you create space for a deeper, more authentic sense of self to emerge. Letting go of illusions. True awakening requires a shedding of illusions. This can feel like a loss, a disillusionment that leaves you questioning everything you once believed. But this stripping away isn't a punishment. It's a gift. It clears the way for a deeper truth to emerge. As you let go of false identities and attachments, you make space for your authentic self to come forward. This self isn't defined by achievements or external validation. It's grounded, connected, and deeply aware. Awakening reveals that who you are at your core has always been enough. You don't need to prove your worth or chase after validation. You are already whole. Living authentically spiritual. Awakening isn't a destination, but an ongoing journey. It's about living authentically, embracing the full spectrum of life with all its beauty and messiness. It's about being present, not just in moments of joy, but also in moments of pain. This presence isn't passive. It's an active engagement with life as it unfolds. When you're fully present, you experience life in its raw, unfiltered reality. You stop running from emotions, stop resisting challenges, and start embracing them as opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective transforms how you relate to yourself and the world around you. Compassion and connection. As you awaken, you begin to see the interconnectedness of all life. This awareness naturally fosters compassion, not just for others, but also for yourself. You realize that everyone is on their own unique journey, carrying their own burdens and fears. Compassion becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a way of being. You stop judging others for their imperfections and start extending the understanding and kindness you've learned to give yourself. This shift in perspective transforms your relationships, allowing for deeper, more meaningful connections. Embracing the present moment. The present moment is the only place where life truly exists. Awakening draws you into this moment, helping you let go of the past and the future. It teaches you to experience life as it is, without the distortions of judgment or expectation. This presence doesn't mean forcing yourself to be happy or ignoring challenges. It means being fully engaged with whatever is happening, whether it's joyful or painful. In this state, you find a peace that isn't dependent on circumstances but arises from within. You realize that true freedom comes from embracing life as it is, not as you wish it to be. The ongoing journey. Spiritual awakening isn't a single event. It's a continual unfolding, a process of discovery and integration. There will be moments of clarity and moments of doubt, times of joy, and times of struggle. But with each step, you move closer to the truth of who you are. This journey is about letting go of control, embracing uncertainty, and finding freedom in the flow of life. It's about living with awareness, courage, and compassion. And it's about recognizing that you're not separate from the world around you, but deeply connected to it. Reflect and begin. If this resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. What parts of yourself have you been avoiding or rejecting? What truths have you been afraid to face? The journey of awakening begins with a single step, the step of turning inward. It's not about achieving perfection, but embracing your humanity in all its complexity. Thank you for being here, for exploring this path with me. If this exploration has sparked something within you, let's continue this journey together, embracing the light and the shadow, the joy and the pain. This is the path of awakening, and it's as messy and beautiful as life itself.